have to try.
There's a climate crisis. There's a ticking time bomb. So why the fuck are you trying to go through the fuck?
But in the short term, right, in the context, for instance, of the reconciliation bill, all you have right now is a Democratic Party and a Republican Party in Congress. Like you've got to try to get, like, there's a climate crisis happening. It's a ticking time bomb. Like you have to try.
There's a climate crisis. There's a ticking time bomb. So why the fuck are you trying to go through the Democratic Party, which is the slowest way? That's our point. We don't have time for electoral politics. The very point you're trying to make applies to you. Going through the Democratic Party for any sort of climate change is the slowest way to get there. Gaining political power through the Democratic Party for leftists is the slowest way to get there. Leftists would gain more power faster through a third party than through the Democratic Party or the GOP. How? Let's say AOC, all of the squad, Bernie Sanders, all of a sudden overnight switch to the Green Party. That gives them leverage because both parties are going to need them to get legislation passed, or at least the Democratic Party. So now it's, you want my vote, I need this, this, and this. But if you join a party, it's, you're my friend, don't rock the boat. Yeah, we'll get to your thing next time. Meanwhile, people are dying. This is the issue with wealthy, rich, white leftists being the main voices. They're willing to sell the issues that are important to you out to get the issues that's important to them done. There are plenty of white allies that are great. But the wealthy ones who have been a part of this left media infrastructure for 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 years or more, you are the problem. You are the problem for the left. You've been a part of this left at the table speaking all these years. What have materialized from your strategy? What has materialized from your strategy? Rational National, the squad, how's that going? Humanist Report, TYT, Majority Report. This is the problem. Welcome to another episode of You Left Shit Out. This was completely done in the last minute. Something fell through that I was supposed to be doing now, so decided to hop on because this week I haven't been able to get on. So welcome to the show. I'm your host, Compton J. Playing another clip. It looks a little weird to see me on both screens there, but you saw the title. I didn't put David Sirota on the thumbnail, but we'll be covering a conversation with Jimmy and Chris Hedges today. Also, I guess AOC recently pushed back lightly, vaguely, and progressives are all patting her on the back for that. So we're going to cover that. And what everybody's talking about, the police. The police in America is a complete disaster. We're not getting a return on our money. They don't keep us safe. So a lot to cover today. Hopefully I'm able to get through all of it before the roundtable. The roundtable will be at 6 p.m. Eastern. So hopefully I'm able to get through all the stories before that. I will do a chat check in just a second. My apologies for the early start. I don't know what I'm doing. I get everything set up and then I do something and it disconnects the video. So I'm thinking I'm forgetting to do because that's the second time that happened. But anyway, so I showed you the graphic. Let's do a chat check. Make sure you like this stream. We have 116 people watching right now. So hopefully we have 100 likes and we can get, 300 or 400 people in the chat so we can have a discussion about all of these topics, learn from each other. So let's do this chat check here. Actually, let me turn on that. And let's see. Actually, the chat is already popping. What's up? Yes, David Sirota makes too much money to really care. Hey there. David Doe has public health care and more than 2 political parties, but he wants you to vote for Biden. Yeah, it's a joke. Love the title. Thank you. Change it at the last minute. RBN, absolutely. Here we go. People are terrified of Dems losing because they're incapable of asking themselves why. CJ's point is logical. Is the logical one. Dems don't do that logical thingy. What's up on Twitch? True. I think that says True Sarange. True Sarange. Okay. Hopefully I said that right. And let's see. Let me refresh this because nothing else is showing. David Sirota is bragging on his Oscar. He won an Oscar, right? Yeah, I don't follow all of that as closely as some of us. So hey fam, hey Nick and CJ. Well, Nick is not here. I thought he was gonna be here. And I didn't think he was gonna be here, but he may pop in before the roundtable. But since we missed our Nick and CJ show on Monday because I had something planned, or I was actually still driving back from a wedding, we may be doing the Nick and CJ show tomorrow at a special time. So look for that. I want to cover the CIA tactics that you can hear and see in some of our people on our left movement. So we're going to be covering that. It's a list. He has a list that he's tweeted it out several times. We'll be covering that. So let me find the original David Sirota video here. Actually, what I meant to say, do I have one? Actually, let's watch this again and then we'll discuss. But there's another video is what I'm getting at. But I want time to prepare for that one. So let's watch this one again and then we will discuss. I click it.
But in the short term, right, in the context, for instance, of the reconciliation bill, all you have right now is a Democratic Party and a Republican Party in Congress. Like you've got to try to get, like, there's a climate crisis happening. It's a ticking time bomb. Like you have to try.
There's a climate crisis. There's a ticking time bomb. So why the fuck are you trying to go through the Democratic Party, which is the slowest way? That's our point. Wow, my sound is real loud on there. But let's go back to what he says because I want to point out something.
Right, in the context, for instance, of the reconciliation bill, all you have right now is a Democratic Party and a Republican Party in Congress. Like you've got to try to get, like, there's a climate crisis. like that. That stuttering there, to me was before he goes, there's a climate crisis. It's like he doesn't know how to convey the urgency that he wants to convey for you to go out and vote for Democrats. He doesn't know how to convey that to leftists. That's that stuttering he has there. So he says, oh, let me throw out some climate crisis stuff, as if this guy cares anything about that. Because if you did, the question I would be asking is, why would you be going through the Democratic Party then? Because that would be the slowest way to do that. We have 170 people watching right now. What's up, everybody? I'm gonna be trying to go to the comments a lot today because I want to get your comments in today, and I'm trying to do a lot today in a 30 minutes less. But let's make sure we like the video. If we have 170 people, hopefully we have 150 likes already, and that will bring more people to the stream, more people in the chat for you to have great conversations about these topics. So thank you for that. Let's continue. Actually, I'm going to bring it. Let me find the other video so that. So I think I played it. I'm sure I played it on another stream. Is this it? Yeah, that's the one I'm playing now. I'm sure I played it on another stream, but okay, here it goes.
But we're gonna use it here also to make the same point, because I don't like this double thing where you can see me here. It kind of looks weird. I'm gonna take this off so I can share another one. Same interview he did. I'm not sure if part of the footage is overlapping, so I can't say that part yet. But okay, that was the old one. This is the other one. Okay. All right. So, this is the.
By the way, I also
let's listen.
Just saying,
let's listen.
Oh, they're all corrupt. Nothing.
Now I'm getting to a point. It's not just these videos, okay? About David Sirota. I can say it now. It's absolutely my belief, and I'm sure a lot of you may believe this also, because I see it all over Twitter and comments. I believe there's people who the Democratic Party or the ruling class, really they're interchangeable. The plutocrats, the oligarchs, all of those people who have employed certain people to be the left sheep herders, where they're on the left, they're the sheep herd the people to the Democratic Party. David Sirota is one of them. Then there's people like John Cusack, I believe. Then there's people like who's another one? In another stream, I kept saying Richard Welch, but his name is Robert Welch, the guy who was in the Clinton administration. That's a psyop. They're here to speak non-establishment, anti-establishment speak, but then in the end say, "Damn, we don't have another choice. Just vote for the Democrats." The John Cusacks. He and I got into it a while back. This is a long time ago. Where I called him out when people were still on his, yeah, he's great. And I was like, no, that guy is a psyop. That's who that guy is. I was saying it then. David Sirota is one of them. There's a couple other that I haven't confirmed in my mind that they are. So I'm not going to say their names. But a lot of you may be surprised if that is confirmed. People who used to be part of the establishment machine in some capacity and as employment, who are now, I've seen the light. I don't know about that. Those people have to be under a magnifying glass the entire time they're in our circles. David Sirota is one of them. They're learning this talk, learning the speech of non-establishment people or anti-establishment people, learning the speech of the left, learning what they want, and maybe he's a progressive. And some of things he does want. So maybe he does want healthcare for all. But do you really want, that's a structural change. Do you really want structural change like cutting the military budget by $500 billion? Is he for something like that? Is he for something like, or more, or completely? Is he for something like defund the police? Is he for something like defund ICE? Defund the CIA? Is he for a radical change of the criminal justice system? All the things that may not necessarily affect him or the people in his circle, so he may not have as much of a energy behind those topics, like reparations, for example. Like, I mean, just pick a topic. I don't want to have to try to think of a bunch of different topics here. Great. We got 85 comments. So let me pause here and go to the comments. Like I said, I want to get comments going. I want to get a lot of people in here talking, because the conversation is how we're going to learn. 207 people here. That means we should at least have 200 likes. At least 200 likes. Let's get some more people in here. You notice every time we're doing these push for likes, and you do likes, that the number just keep going up. I'm telling you, it works. So just keep hitting those likes. And it's just people that would normally be here that's not getting notifications. I don't want you to think that brand new people. These are people we get all the time. I didn't even get the notification. Sabby just told Nick she didn't get the notification about the stream he did, or I forget where he went on, where she said, "Oh yeah, I didn't get the notification for that at all." Oh, about the debate with Destiny, his episode that he did on that. She didn't get the notification for that. So when we're saying this, yeah, the likes look good. Like if you're in that social media world where a lot of likes, but these likes is to get more people here. So understand there's a slight difference. So now we have 104 comments. So let's go to the comments. I'll have to start from the bottom because it's just so many. 105 new ones. It's too many for me to scroll up and get. So let me just make sure I'm starting at the bottom here. All right, so it looks like the bottom here. So I think the more important PSYOP is the one being done to all of us. Yes, that is a good point to make. I'm gonna go ahead and just put up comments without reading them ahead of time, because even if they're comments that are disagree, we're gonna discuss. So let's do that. I don't blame people for being skeptical about the vaccination, but we already need to. This is COVID. Okay, we're staying on topic. So at least that part. So that's obviously a conversation in the chat. So sorry about that if I put you on blast. I didn't receive a notification. So this is an example of a person, Trish T, not getting a notification for this particular episode. Sirota is just a comfortable liberal. He isn't a PSYOP. That could be true. That could be true. So just like tomorrow's episode with Nick and CJ, when we say CIA, the person CIA, that doesn't necessarily mean they're working for the CIA. But if you're doing the same job as what the CIA would do, the same tactics, that's why we research. So it's sort of the same logic for me with this PSYOP. It may not literally be a PSYOP specifically, but if you're doing the same thing that a person who is a hired PSYOP is doing, that's why I'm loosely using that word. But he is a comfortable liberal, and that comfortable liberal just happens their interests just happen to overlap with people who are part of the PSYOP. I think that's a fair way of describing it. So let's go to this one. I think he's a PSYOP because he's so dedicated to obstructing working class interests. So intellectually about it, he's a literal agent of capitalists. I can see that too, and that's where I was coming from initially with my comment earlier. CIA intern by proxy. Basically, that's what I said, right? Okay, so now I need to start going backwards to make sure I'm getting some of the older comments. I got my notification from Substack. Absolutely. Join our Substack. I'm telling you, I sent that out. Join our Substack. It is literally, you just go to this URL. It'll ask for your email, and that's it. There's nothing, no sign up, nothing else you have to do. I mean, I would assume you already have a Substack, but subscribe to our Substack. You'll get notifications. I try to send them out for my streams. I got to get on my comrades to make sure they're sending them out for their streams, because somebody did tell me they're only getting mine. So I'll get on my comrades. So if any of my comrades are in the comments, let's make sure you're sending out notifications for your streams also. But thank you for the comment. It allowed me to bring up that point there. So where did I leave off? Okay, so let's keep going. The notification. Okay, so here. I got it on mine. Sometimes I don't get it. I usually check my email though. So thank you for that. Bryce, regular Bryce. That's a Vax. I think that's part of the Vax conversation. Sorry, I was just pointing out earlier how Democrat elites from universities are idiots. No worries. I just want to make sure, I want to leave your conversations between each other in the comments, because I don't know if you want those popularized. You can listen to MLK or Malcolm X. I actually don't even need to know what you're talking about to say I agree with that comment. Yes, listen to MLK or Malcolm X. Not just Malcolm or MLK's I have a dream speech either. Sirota is just I already read that one, so let's keep going up. Sorry, but the comments push down every time, so I may have double back. Let's go to this one here. Do you truly believe that us as civilians that want the best of our society can change substantially the political world? Yes. Yes, I do. I don't think you can change it through the corrupt system we have right now. I think you can change it through revolution. Absolutely. Yeah, the same. I believe so. I hope that answers the question. Is Sirota connected with Jacobin? I believe he either writes articles for them or has written articles for them. So yes, I would say Trish. I do not get notifications. Karen S does not get notifications of join our Substack. Jordan Sheraton has gone off the deep end. I would vote for CJ, Nick, Rome, and Sabby. I want us to run for office. Hi, that thumbs up, family. Okay. BJG, somebody, I think that's in the comments. All right, so let's get back to the video here, and then we'll get back to some more comments. Let's listen to more David Sirota, and I have some other items. So he wants to be able to say this. So I went to David Sirota's Twitter page, and I go, okay, so let me go see what this guy's about. What is he tweeting about? Do you know I went there today, and you can't comment on his page, on his Twitter? One, I didn't know you can turn that off. I didn't know you can turn the ability for people to comment on your tweets off. Those are turned off because he's getting too much negativity. His white comfort, like literally, it bothers me so much. When I'm trying to say this the right way, that's why I pause a little bit. Just American white culture is so fragile to hear or see things like that. Bothers me. Like, you can't, like, people disagree with what you're saying and you can't hear that. What if what you're saying is trash? So this is what liberals like to say. So let's say there's a racist on Twitter. So a racist can just tweet shit out and just turn off his comments so that the only validation he gets is positive. Think about how fragile this person is, that he can only receive retweets and likes about his comments. What type of weak shit is that? Likes and comments only. I'm sorry, likes and retweets only. So people have to quote tweet the bitch? And that's what I'm calling him, because this is bitch behavior. Not bitch as in a female, but bitch as in a bitch. Just absurd. You want to be able to say all your white shit and not have your white shit critiqued. Basically, let's listen to this guy.
yes, I've had moments where I'm like, you know what, I'm out. Like, I'm done. I hate this. I can't look at it every day. I like it's so
Yeah, you've had moments like that, but then you just go to your bank account and go, I'm back to happy again, right? Or you just turn off your comments. You've had days like that. But then I just plan a vacation and go somewhere.
nauseating. It's so pointless. And I have those days. And, you know, like, and by the way, I don't begrudge people who say, look, I can't focus on this anymore. It's too depressing. I'm not saying like those people are bad. I get that impulse. But I also think like, and by the way, I also think like just saying, oh, you know, they're all corrupt. You know, nothing good can possibly happen. And anybody who's trying to work in that system, you must be corrupt or at least stupid by trying to fix things because the whole system is corrupt. You know, sort of the black pill idea. Like I just, you know, there's a blue pill, the red pill, and the black. Like,
1 second here. Okay, I didn't realize I hit the mute button, so I need to check the comments to see if I had muted myself. So I didn't during while I was speaking. So I had to check that. That's why I stopped the video. So let's, I'm going to rewind just a second so we can make sure we get that last sentence in.
you know, sort of the black pill idea. Like I just, you know, there's a blue pill, the red pill, and the black. Like I reject that too. Like you're not smarter by just walking away.
Absolutely are smarter. So let's go two ways. The definition of insanity, of doing the same thing over and not expecting a different result, that's insanity. So if that's insanity, doesn't that make me smarter than you by not participating in it? That's one way. The other way is me dropping out of the blue-red game and focusing on my community makes me smarter too. So it actually does. See, this is him projecting. This is him hearing all the criticism, right? This is him saying, you're not smarter than me. You're not better than me because you're doing something smarter and better than what I'm doing. That's what he's saying. He's not speaking for anybody, but specifically for himself. You're not smarter than me. Fuck out of here.
Black pill idea. Like I just, you know, there's a blue pill, the red pill, and the black. Like I reject that too. Like you're not smarter by just walking away. Like you're not better than people by walking away. And by the way, you're not better than people by saying, you know, anybody who's ever voted for a Democrat is supporting the duopoly. Like,
didn't I just tell you he's talking about himself? Listen to how he worded that. Anyone who has ever, no leftist is saying that. We're saying if you still do it. Because all of us used to, before we woke up, or most of us used to. He is projecting what he's thinking. Because the ever is to apply to him. Because if he was talking about other people, he would just say, you're not smarter by saying, he would, let me hear him say it, because I want to word it and just specifically and just change a few words.
Anybody who's ever voted for a Democrat is supporting the duopoly. Like
anybody still voting for Democrats is supporting the duopoly. That's how you would say it if you're talking in general about other people. In my opinion, it seems unnatural to say it that way unless he's personalizing it. I voted all my life, so don't judge me. We're not judging for all your life. We're judging from this point on. Have you not seen what's happening under Joe Biden? I mean, this is literally terrible. Escalation of war, actually instigation of war with escalation of war, inflation, then the war adds to inflation. Still bombing Syria, still have what's going on in Yemen. Now it's going over to Somalia. Some would say the disastrous withdrawal of Afghanistan. I wouldn't, but some would say. More pandemic deaths, more drilling permits. Luckily, some judges have struck them down. More drilling permits, more deportations, more money to the cops, more money to the military. How many mass shootings in 10 days? Build Back Better failed. Voting Rights Act failed. George Floyd Act failed. None of those acts I want, but for those that want them, they all failed. This is literally the worst presidency in modern history. And when I say modern, I go as far back as the second Bush. Because nobody tops Reagan for me. Let's listen.
Like, here's the thing. The Democratic Party is super corrupt. But in the short term, right, in the context, for instance, of the reconciliation bill, all you have right now is a Democratic Party and a Republican Party in Congress. Like you've got to try to get, like, there's a...
He doesn't even know how to speak to people to get them to do it. He doesn't have any clue. So what do you say? Let me think of something that supposedly the left is into. What the left is into? Climate change. So let me throw that out.
Climate crisis happening. It's a ticking time bomb. Like, you have to try to get this horrible, corrupt system.
So just listen to the illogical, I'm going to make up a word, the illogicalness of this. Play it again. No, I don't need to play it again. What is United States politics known for? Or what is it not known for? Speed. So he's saying it's a ticking time bomb. So let's go through electoralism. He said that. A ticking time bomb. So let's go to the slowest entity on the fucking planet. That's what he's saying. With a straight face, he's saying that. And actually, anyone. The climate president, Joe Biden was the climate president passed out more drilling permits. This administration is an utter failure. People trying to sheep herd people back to this terrible party. The Republican Party being terrible is a given. I don't have to speak it, and I'm not going to speak it again this episode. That's a given. I get really riled up when people aren't giving people real solutions. You're trying to sell people on non-solutions to their lives. Because this is just a game to you. This is just a fight against the red team to you. We have 308 people, or now 300 people watching. Hopefully we have 250 comments at least. Let me actually check that. I've been saying that, but let's... Wait a minute. I'm not live here. Okay. Sorry, woo. I went to another tab and it was anyway, I got mixed up. So let's see how many likes I got here. Sorry, I was looking at something there. We are at 237 likes. So we could probably do another 50 likes. Let's monetize this. And that'll allow for super chats for those that want to do a super chat. I'm going to monetize for the RBN members watching. I'm going to monetize the roundtable also. So for those that don't know, we were monetized again on the 23rd. So what, 3 days ago? We were remonetized, or yeah. So super chats are back. But if you are able to support us, Patreon is always the best way to support the network. We'll come to all of you, our comrades, once we have our big meeting. We're going to be planning a big meeting in the next month or so, because we want to do big things, but that is going to require our community pitching in for us to travel. Like, we've been asked to travel around to speak. We've been asked to travel around to campaign, travel around to unionize people. So we want to meet first and kind of talk about details on what's needed before we talk to our community about that. So just give me your heads about that. But yes, let's get to 280 likes, if you will. And now let's get back to conversation. I'll add that super chat. I'll read that super chat in just a moment here. Let's get to actually, let me read that before I continue the video. That way I can let me make sure nothing else came through while I was fixing that. All right, so yes, so happy to hear that we're remonetized. I am happy also. A big in-person. Okay, now let's go to the super chat. Oh, is this a super sticker? Thank you so much, Saul Good, for your super sticker. All right, so 311 people. Let's see if we can get to 300 likes. And now let's get back into the topic with David.
Crisis happening. It's a ticking time bomb. Like, you have to try to get this horrible, corrupt system to try to do the right thing, stipulating that it is horrible. It's corrupt. The game is rigged.
Like, him and Marianne Williamson are two. She doesn't push as much as him, but she in a video I haven't seen her push as much as him, but she does. She also believes, like, as long as we get money out of politics, and fix capitalism, everything will be fine. It's just not true. Because I don't think she's taken into account the global South in particular, or people outside of this country. Because capitalism staying in place and you fixing it here, like, let's say let's make every minimum wage $35 an hour. So everybody is getting paid $35 an hour. How does that fix what capitalism is doing in other countries? You see? But she's a capitalist and she wants to, I guess, remain a capitalist. But anyway, let's listen to some more of David, and I'm going to get to his page so you can see some of the comments here.
All of that stuff is stipulated, but like, walking away from it, or just sort of rolling your eyes and saying anybody who's even trying to participate in it is stupid, dumb, and or complicit. Like,
if anybody's still voting red or blue, would you just describe them as stupid, dumb, and complicit? Can you put your comments in the comments, and I'm going to put them up on the screen and read them right now. So tell me, David is saying that is not an accurate description. If you could tell us what you think about this description here.
Rolling your eyes and saying anybody who's even trying to participate in it is stupid, dumb, and or complicit. Like,
he rejects that. Tell David what you think. if he's watching this stream. Tell David what you think about that. And I'm going to put those comments up on the screen. Okay, so I'm going to give you 30 more seconds. Wish I had a little timer thing on here. So we're up to 320 people watching. So let's make sure we have at least 300 likes. Let's try to get some more people in the chat. And now I'm going to go ahead and put your comments up. If stupid, let me replay it. I don't want to know if he said dumb. I know he said stupid. Let me see if he said that.
Is rigged. All of that stuff is stipulated, but like walking away from it or just sort of rolling your eyes and saying anybody who's even trying to participate in it is stupid, dumb, and or complicit. Like,
oh, I guess he did. Stupid, dumb, and or complicit. So let's go. She's black says complicit. That's the word that she's black would use. Sorry, you're a willful chump of the highest order if you choose to remain willfully ignorant. Got that comment. They're still coming in, so I'm going to get to as many comments as I can. Mischaracterize is such lazy and often dishonest way to argue. Yes. So Mockrisy says yes. Karen says collaborator. All of the above. Stupid, dumb, and complicit. They're all of the above. Percy also. If you guys ever try to talk some sense into these idiot squad supporters, let me know how it went. I have yet to talk to a squad supporter who is willing to have a conversation on their failures. No, they'll go, but Trump! Why are you being so divisive? Stop. Can we have a conversation about it, please? So how do we have a conversation about their failures? Can we do that? Like, how do we ask them? How do we approach them to have that conversation? At the very least, complacent. I don't know if you meant complicit, like in the, but complacent could also be used. So complacent, complicit, all of the above. If you're blaming one party over another, you're 50% right. That is a great point. So if he's just blaming the Republicans, he's only 50% right. Absolutely. Stop voting for and donating to these ghouls in DC. All of them are evil. We can all agree that these people are tripping in an abstract bubble of abstract terror of the other party, inflaming their butthurt further than it already is. The part that bothers me is that he's saying pushing this horrible and corrupt system to do something like that, something will be enough. That is a great point that I was going to be coming to, and I'm glad you brought that up as a good segue. Stupid, dumb, complicit, like decades. Complicit or insane or in denial. Yes, I would call them that. All of the above. All of the above. At this point, yes. Now, where is that comment here? I was going to go to this point because listen how he describes the system. Let's listen.
Supporting the duopoly. Like, here's the thing. The Democratic Party is super corrupt. But in the short term, right?
Tell me this. If the Democratic Party is super corrupt, even if you're trying to go through them, how are you if they're corrupt? No, they're super corrupt. I forgot about that. So they're very corrupt. So we want X, Y, and Z. How are we going to get that through a corrupt party and a corrupt system? You see the silliness of this strategy? It's just really just silly. It's been tried before. And just to listen to your own strategy. This is corrupt. But somehow we're going to get something through this corrupt system. Doesn't make sense to me. So let's listen to some more of how he describes it here.
Right, in the context, for instance, of the reconciliation bill, all you have right now is a Democratic Party and a Republican Party in Congress. Like you've got to try to get, like, there's a climate crisis happening. It's a ticking time bomb. Like you have to try to get this horrible, corrupt system to try to do the right thing.
You have to try to get this horrible, corrupt system to try to do. That's 2 tries. I don't know if you noticed that. That's not 1 try. He didn't just repeat the same. He's talking about 2 different hurdles. You have to try to get them to try. Maybe he turned off the comments because he realized how stupid this shit is that he's trying to do. Because there has to be some comments that he's reading and he's going, something has to make sense. Something somebody is saying, even if they're using, calling him a name or using profanity, something he's reading has to make sense to him if he's an intellect. Unless they're just saying gibberish, which not on Twitter, not in this space. Everybody's not just saying gibberish. Let's finish this video out so I can show you his page, his Twitter.
Thing, stipulating that it is horrible, it's corrupt, the game is rigged, all of that.
It's rigged, corrupt, and horrible. But we're going to do something with that system. Like, this really goes to all reformist leftists. We're going to do something with that system. You're spending all your time on that system. You're talking about that system when it's not even time to talk about the election's not till November. Why are you even spending time on it?
All of that stuff is stipulated, but like walking away from it, or just sort of rolling your eyes and saying anybody who's even trying to participate in it is stupid, dumb, and or complicit. Like, I just reject that. Like, there's too much at stake. It doesn't mean don't hold, progressives accountable, right? Like the Squad, the progressive members of Congress, like they need to be held accountable to their promises to hold out. The corporate Democrats need to be held accountable. But the idea of just rolling your eyes and being like, they're all corrupt. Anybody trying to do any of that is fortifying the evil duopoly. Like, no, the other way to look at it is like, yes, the duopoly is pathetic and terrible and corrupt, but it's like what we have in the short term, right in the here and now. We're on a scientific and
right in the here and now is pathetic, corrupt people. That's what he's saying.
Environmental ticking time bomb time scale here, and like we've got to do
legislation. Electoral politics is very, like, I already said that point.
Anything that we can to make the system respond.
Actually, let's listen to that last part
here, and like we've got to do anything that we can to make the system respond.
Really? Are you willing to take to the streets, David? Or do you mean we have to do what we can comfortably to the point of comfort as much as we can? Is that what you mean? I think it's the latter. I think that's what you mean. So now let's go to his Twitter page. I think it's this one, yeah. Wow. Let's see what I have here first, because it might be. Let's see if David responded at all. Let's see. So I'm gonna go through my notifications here, just to quickly scan through comments and see. I don't see any, so I don't think he responded. So just want to make sure. Oh, okay. So let's go this here. This is David's. Let's go to his page, actually. So here's David Sirota. I know everybody loves him. So here's David Sirota and his dog. That's so cute. If you are in danger, bark twice, please. Here goes his pinned tweet. Oh, he took it off. It's not his pinned tweet anymore. He took it off because people started commenting on it. Or maybe, let me see if they did. Or people started quote tweeting it. Let's see. I've turned off commenting on my tweets because I don't need my brain constantly awashed in toxicity, bad faith snarks, and other. Yeah. Okay, whatever. Publicly debating anything in 200 characters is absurd and dumb. If you want to be in touch and make a substantive point, email. So you could, that's not his direct email. But yeah, you can email him. So there you go. So why don't we do an email campaign to him? Does everybody see that? I'm going to highlight this. So let's do an email campaign to David Sirota, because he's saying he basically wants you to argue your point, and he's going to spend several days looking through books and articles, typing up shit to come back with a dissertation to your point. That's basically what he wants to do, and that's going to make him feel smarter. You understand? You understand? So that's what he's going to be doing. But let's go ahead. I'm going to put this in the chat. His email address. Yeah, that's the email. So we have 360 people watching. Maybe 300 people could email him. Maybe. Send him some emails. Yeah. So, here goes furthermore what this guy says. For those who don't like this, you are not entitled to my attention or anyone else's. Your free speech rights aren't impeded by my freedom to avoid social media bio. I'm not afraid of dialogue. Right. I just don't think it's productive. Right. That's it, David. Nobody believes this bullshit, bro. No one. You have 295 followers, and that fucking bullshit got 183 likes. Because you're a coward. You are afraid of dialogue because you're a coward. And your strategy and the point that you stand on of feeding people to the Democratic Party is a terrible strategy. You going anywhere to debate anybody about that, and you will lose because we are witnessing it right now. It's real time. So weak people like this are the main voices, or some of the voices of the left, and we are confused on why the left, the American left or the United States left, is so weak. Are we really confused? When we have a white media sphere where issues just really never ever enters their circle. So why would they address those on their platform? How would they articulate those issues through their platform, through their, in this case, he's a writer or, columnist or whatever, however he calls himself. Reporter, I'm sorry, journalist. Pretty flimsy, pretty flimsy. But let's do some comments. Let's put some comments up before I actually go to. Hang on a second here. Just think about that. I'm just tripping out on his tweet. His tweet of it's so trippy to me because isn't that what Twitter's about? Like, why do you have to turn off comments? Why can't you just not respond? Like he says, you're not entitled to my attention. Don't give the replies any attention. But you can't control yourself, right? You can't even see. You don't want it to be there, right? White comfort can't be interrupted. He has to be in his nice comfort space all the time. People like this are not going to lead us anywhere at all. People like this will have your kids' kids having the same issues that you're having. You know how many? I mute at least 3 people a day. At least. I used to block people, but I stopped. And I'm starting to unblock. I've unblocked maybe 40 people last week. I'm starting to unblock. I'm going to unblock all those people and I just mute them. I mute threads, but you could. Why do you have to? Why are you reading these things? It's just that he wants to respond and he feels he doesn't have enough characters. Everybody has the same amount of characters as you. You just feel like if I can just say more words, I can show that I'm right. You're the right one, right? That's he's basically saying if I have the opportunity to have more words, be able to use more words, I will prove that he's right. And you're not right, sir. We're living it. We're living this terrible, disgusting duopoly. So, comments is what I'm doing. Let's do comments here. I'm going to go down in comments this time. I don't think going up worked. What a coward of Bernie Sanders proportion. Sirota doesn't want to hear from anyone who doesn't agree. That's exactly it. That's exactly it. That actually can apply to a lot of people who call themselves lefts, and I would call reformists. Sirota does. Oh, yeah, I already just put that one up. I am not afraid of dialogues. Just don't question my opinion. I'm going offline. Exactly. I'm not afraid of dialogue as I stop you from being able to dialogue with me. Garbage. Afraid of the truth. Oh, if he's been on Jimmy Dore, I've never seen him on there. But that's good. Maybe Jimmy can give him a little talking to. The Democratic Party is super corrupt, but hail Caesar. Oh, Jimmy embarrassed him. Okay. Fake tough guy David. Yeah. It's so weak. It's so like being physically weak may not be your issue, but you on your own, like, just don't read it. You literally don't have to open your comments. Rich people will never be right. So this guy, do you think he's being class loyalist in his recommendations? That's a question actually for all of left media sphere. Do you think what their point of view is them being class loyal? Then why are the proletariats listening and watching these people? Have we determined them to be class traitors? Are they traitors to their class? I don't hear any language that tell me that they're traitors to their class. Oh, let's go to some more comments here. Don't vote blue or red. They just don't care about you at all until it's time to vote. Exactly. If you enjoy being beaten up and ignored, vote blue. Hilarious, man. I get every daily poster Never email, no matter how many times I unsubscribe. Just grifting. Now, you're talking about a grifter. This guy. Sirota was in the belly of the beast. If he is now truly outside of it, why doesn't he explain to us how it works and bring us more information to take it down? He serves them eggs. This is a great, great point. And I'm going to read it again. Danny, if the K is silent, that's Danny Knapp. So let me read it again. Sirota was in the belly of the beast. If he is now truly outside of it, he's not. But if he's truly outside of it, why doesn't he explain to us how it works and bring us more information to take it down? Exactly. His wife is there. His wife is a Democrat in whatever state, Colorado, Ohio, wherever they live. An elected Democrat in their state. He has so he has several anchors of why, several anchors attached to keeping the duopoly in place. Him alone. His wife is a Democrat. His class. And this could be a reason why he's a psyop, because he was in there. Do you think he's not feeding information to his old people, the old people that he used to be in with, about the left and what they're thinking, how they're thinking? I don't know. Just bringing up a point. Oh, shoot. It's already 2:40. Damn, I thought I was going to be able to do a bunch of stories. Okay. My wife told me she went to the store. I thought I was going to be able to do a bunch of stories, but it looks like this might be the only one. Wow. When did I start? I started. Oh, yeah. Hour. Yeah, I only had an hour and a half. Yeah. I'm so mentally prepared for 2 hours. Like it's so ingrained in me. Let me see what I'm missing. Let me put this up again. Jimmy Dore. Okay, the Jimmy Dore, Chris Hedges. That's a new video he just launched today. I was gonna go over, so I'm not gonna do that. But I am kind of bummed I'm not getting to the AOC. Actually, let me see if I can squeeze the AOC story in here. In this, I can't do 20 minutes. I'll probably do 10 minutes of it. Let me see if I can squeeze this AOC story. And the story with the story as far as with AOC is that I guess AOC calls, says something about leadership, and everybody want to jump. Look at she's criticizing. No, stop it. But so let me type in AOC here. See what we have. Also, I'm going to be relaunching the Populist Voice in a couple of weeks, so go subscribe there on YouTube. The Populist Voice on YouTube, just like it sounds. I'll bring it up in just a second. Let me filter some of the older stuff out. Let's just go this week. Just in case there might be something new. This is the one we're gonna cover with David Dole here. So let's start there. I thought something else dropped after that. Let me mute this just in case there's a commercial, or maybe not.
I'm supporting Henry Cuellar. He's a valued member of our caucus. He is not pro-choice.
Congresswoman Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez is now very publicly going after Nancy Pelosi and Democratic leadership for their support of Henry Cuellar over Jessica Cisneros. So in this video, I will show you where this race is at right now. I will get to details around how terrible Henry Cuellar is. I will show you what
I'm going to let this play as I look up another video because somebody else covers this, and it's a shorter video, so I'm going to look for that, but you can listen to this while I'm looking for that.
Said, and I'll also discuss what this means for Democratic leadership to support Cuellar over somebody who is clearly a better candidate. So first here on the race. This is very close. So this is Jessica Cisneros' second time challenging Cuellar. Last time she lost by just a couple thousand votes. Now,
all right, so it's Hard Lens Media. Hard Lens Media. They recently did also cover the same topic. So let's go to their channel because they get right to the tweet. So let's go ahead. Heartlands
With
Media.
reproductive freedom under attack, who can...
Heartlands Media. Democrats asking for votes over abortion. Like voting them in does what? What does that do? How does that change the Supreme Court? How does that change the makeup of Congress to get anything? Like, stop the nonsense, people. They're just using things that matter to you to get you to vote for them. Terrible.
Let us all do we can to build a better future.
Hey, Dan, guess what? AOC is outraged again.
What?
By the Democratic Party. I know. So apparently, again, there was a very...
Shout out to the guys over at Heartlands Media. Kit came on, been on several times on the network. It was on the Imperialist Summit. I think he was on another summit too. The General Strike Summit he was also on. So let's listen.
Very important election. It's too close to call. We'll probably might find out the results maybe even after the show was this key election. But let's actually pull this little tweet up right here. AOC, Representative Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, on the day of a mass shooting and weeks after news of Roe v. Wade. Of course, what's happening with the Democratic Party. The Democrats never codified Roe v. Wade. The Democratic Party leadership rallied around pro-NRA anti-choice incumbent under investigation in a close primary. Robocalls, fundraisers, all of it. Accountability isn't partisan. This is an utter failure of leadership. So what is she talking about?
Can I just point out the irony that this is like...
So that... No names. Don't even say Democrat leadership or Republican. They're going to give her kudos and a bunch more for just that. We are speaking a different language than reformist leftists. When you use the word support and fight, you have to define that before you move on, because we're not talking about the same thing. This can be described as fighting for to them. Listen a little more. We're going to go back to the David Dole video so he can give his critique, but he doesn't bring up the tweet early. That's why I want to show that first.
Like one of the most forceful things she said against the Democratic Party in since a year after she got into office.
I'm glad that you said that, but you want to know the other side to that too, Daniel? It's just a tweet, and it means
oh yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like she's like, "Oh, look at this! I did it! I jumped." There.
That's a jump. You know what it is? Hey, look! I opened a door.
No, it's not even. I think opening a door is too strong of a feat. I think this is like, I walked towards the door.
So they're giving it the same sort of description that I would give it. Like it's not. It's. Anyway, you heard their description. So let's go back to the David video. So you can hear yeah, I don't want to characterize it. So let's just hear it from David's where did it go? What did it go? Go forward one. It is here. All right, so let's listen to David again.
Better? It can start with a better education. UMass Global is a better university, accredited.
Let's go here.
I'm supporting Henry Cuellar. He's a valued member of our caucus. He is not pro-choice.
Congresswoman Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez is now very publicly going after Nancy Pelosi and Democratic leadership.
What did I miss, David? Did you hear the description? Okay. Let's see if we can find out. Let's listen to that again.
Cortez is now very publicly going after Nancy Pelosi and Democratic leadership for their support of Henry Cuellar over Jessica Cisneros. So in this video, I will show you where this race is at right now. I will get to details around.
So she's very publicly going after them, even though she didn't mention their name. She's very publicly going after them. Like, progressives are so hungry. Reformers are so hungry for the squad and AOC to do something good that they can talk about. Like they are starving for something to be said or done. This is an example. Because that description he just said does not accurately describe what that tweet said. Now, earlier I said they didn't call out Republican or Democratic leadership. And some people may reply, well, that's because she's talking about the race. But she needs, if she's not going to say Democratic leadership, then she needs to say the people who actually are trying to campaign for them. Just simply saying is something about leadership, that's not good enough. That's a nothing burger. I'm going to let you hear it again. So like the first, 6 seconds. Bullshit already in the first 6 seconds.
I'm supporting Henry Cuellar. He's a valued member of our caucus. He is not pro-choice.
Congresswoman Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez is now very publicly going after Nancy Pelosi and Democratic leadership for their support of Henry Cuellar over Jessica Cisneros. So in this video, I will show you where this race is at right now. I will get to details around how terrible Henry Cuellar is. I will show you what AOC said, and I'll also discuss what this means for Democratic leadership to support Cuellar over somebody who is clearly a better candidate.
Now, I'm going to play the rest of this video. What he has to say about Cuellar. I mean, I kind of agree on the Cuellar stuff. But before I do that, this is my last opportunity because I got 10 minutes before the stream, before the roundtable. So I'm going to be getting off of here in like 2 minutes or so. Let's give the last request for likes. If we can get the stream up to, let's see where we're at. Awesome. Wow. So we're at 370 likes. Can we get to 400? Let's try to get to 400 because the 338 people that are here now, the majority aren't the same ones that were here earlier. So we can easily do another 25 likes. Also, subscribe. If you're not getting notifications for our streams, subscribe to the Substack, at least to my stream. I'm going to get on my comrades to put out, to send out their stream links also. So I got to get off, but let's listen to this first couple, about 30 seconds, 45 seconds of David.
Candidate. So first here on the race. This is very close. So this is Jessica Cisneros' second time challenging Cuellar. Last time she lost by just a couple thousand votes. Now she is down by only 177.
So let's go to the tweet so we can hear him talk about
this race. Because it is so close and because every vote matters, if you are in the Texas 28th district, then make sure you check if your mail-in ballot, if you did a mail-in ballot, has been verified. So if it was rejected,
about AOC,
you can
right
call
here.
This,
okay.
Clear fashion saying this. On the day of a mass shooting and weeks after, investigated by the FBI, it really is amazing. And I'll get to more on Cuellar and those details in a minute here. But first, here is AOC coming out after the race. And I'm almost positive she also, before the race, was criticizing leadership for not backing Cisneros. But here she is, I think, in a more clear fashion, saying this. On the day of a mass shooting and weeks after news of Roe, Democratic Party leadership rallied for a pro-NRA, anti-choice incumbent under investigation in a close primary. Robocalls, fundraisers, all of it. Accountability isn't partisan. This was an utter failure of leadership. So she actually goes on to say a few more things, and I'll get to that shortly. I just want to show you that everything she's saying here is correct. So on the point of him being a pro-NRA, let's
go back to the tweet here because I want to make sure I'm getting this tweet right, and we're gonna leave it at this tweet. Sorry, because I just got to get off because if the let me see what Nick says here. Okay, hang on. I'm gonna mute you because I need to say something to Nick. All right. All right. So there's no roundtable today. So I'm not in a rush. So I can just comfortably go over this stuff. Not that I'm going to be on a long time, but I can comfortably go on. The roundtable was canceled. I guess there's not enough. We have to find another time, possibly another day for the roundtable. It's just not workable any longer. So, but here's the tweet. On the day of a mass shooting and weeks after news of Roe, Democratic Party. Okay, so she does. I did miss this part earlier. So she does. So that is a misrepresentation that I spoke about earlier. So that I stand corrected on that. See, on the day of a mass shooting and weeks after news of Roe, Democratic Party leadership rallied for a pro-NRA, anti-choice incumbent under investigation in a close primary. Robocalls, fundraisers, all of it. Accountability isn't partisan. This was an utter failure of leadership. That's actually a decent tweet. Let me read it again. On the day of the mass, the day of the mass shooting part is it's not part. Let's say news of Roe, weeks of news of Roe. Democratic rallied for a pro-NRA, anti-choice incumbent. The pro-NRA part, I don't really care for. I don't care about because that's not something that it's going to get me to go crazy. The anti-choice incumbent. The key word here is incumbent. It's an incumbent. Anti-choice incumbent under investigation in a close primary. Robocalls, fundraisers, all of it. But they stopped you, AOC, from doing all of this, the robocalls and the fundraisers for Nina Turner. Right? Isn't that the reason why you took so long? Because you were afraid you're being threatened? They're doing what you should have did for Nina Turner. Aren't they? Accountability isn't partisan. This was an utter failure. Maybe is an utter failure. But let's go vote for the Democrats. Are we listening to what they're saying? What they're saying, the Democrats are just like the video earlier, David Sirota. The Democrats are terrible. This is a failure. This is awful. But come over here and put your time and money back into the system. That's what you're saying. So in this video, they're not giving her more props than what she deserves. I'm going to change that. What they have been clamoring for something good, like I said earlier, for a long time. And I thought maybe it hadn't happened yet. This is that something. So you probably will see all of them do a video on this eventually. Because they're all probably saying, finally, something we can go and show reformists or revolutionary leftists that you did. Now, what is the value in this tweet if AOC continues to work to funnel people to the Democratic Party and support the Democratic leadership and vote for Iron Domes? Like, what did the tweet do? That's my question. What is the tweet What value does the tweet have if she tweets this and then she goes back to doing her sheep herding, to doing her mama bear coddling? Like, what value? That's going to completely devalue this. Now, if this is the beginning of an adversarial relationship, let's go. But if this is just a tweet, so people like David Dole and, you know, all the other people that are going to make content on this video, on this tweet, just so they can say that and feel, okay, AOC, she's still on our side. Just so they can get that? But you're just going to go back and work with Mama Bear and sell your soul for a committee assignment? And vote for Iron Domes and abstain from voting? What value will this text or this tweet have if that's the case? So let's listen to David and his critique, or I'm sorry, and his coverage of this, and we'll go over it. He gets into the race. There's more race stuff. I want to talk about the tweet more. So let's see if I can get the tweet more. Okay, now let's go here. Let's listen.
Media narratives, and I wish they would do a lot more of that. This is a good start. But a couple
Commercial. Hold on, everybody. JB. All right, so let's go here. That's JB. I need to turn off the sound on this so that it doesn't interrupt. I'm actually going to get off just in case they decide to get on, because maybe they're going to decide to get on and do the roundtable.
Saying the progressive agenda was fully embraced by the Democratic Party for 3 months at the beginning of 2021. Approval ratings spiked as...
What is he saying here? What is he saying here? The progressive agenda was fully embraced by the what? The progressive agenda was fully embraced by the Democratic Party for 3 months at the beginning of 2021. Approval ratings spiked, as did voter sentiment around the direction of the country. Then the direction of the country has been poor the entire time. Then conservatives and their corporate friends took over. And here, what the fuck is he talking about? What are you talking about? Let me rewind this here.
Sets right now is communication, is trying to change media narratives, and I wish they would do a lot more of that. This is a good start. But a couple last things. Mike Haskett here saying the progressive agenda was fully embraced by the Democratic Party for 3 months at the beginning of 2021. Approval ratings spiked, as did voter sentiment around the direction of the country. Then conservatives and their corporate friends took over, and here we are. And by the way, conservatives includes conservatives in the Democratic Party, not just Republicans.
The progressive agenda was never fully embraced by the Democratic Party. So that's a lie on its face. Approval, you notice he said not approval ratings were great. Approval ratings spiked, as did voter sentiment around the direction of the country. Not that they were great, but that they spiked. Then conservatives and their corporate friends took over, and here we are. The Democratic Party is conservative. What do you mean they took over if they're already there? I don't get that part.
But this is what happened. You had all this hope. They passed that, what was it, the rescue plan at the beginning of that year, of last year, and actually got help to people. And because of that, approval ratings were high. People saw, hey, new leadership, new president.
Oh, here we go with the stretching
Congress.
of the truth. So I'm going to be
Maybe
getting
help
off,
is
though.
actually...
This is a stretching of the truth. I'm going to have to cover this video in another stream. Yeah, I'm gonna have to cover this video on another stream because this is terrible. Hey, but everybody, the link to the link. Let me put the link to the roundtable because they're waiting right now to start the roundtable. So I'm gonna get off. But I want everybody that's here, the 300 people that's here watching, to just go over and click the roundtable link. I'm gonna post it here right in a second. So this is the link to the roundtable. All you have to do is click on it, and you can join the roundtable right now. All you got to do, click on that link or copy and paste it. That's for the roundtable that's happening right now. Okay, so click on that. All right, everybody. I'm going to be cutting this right now because I think Sabrina said they're in the studio. So I'm going to be cutting this right now. So hop on over to the stream for the roundtable right now. Signing off, I'm Compton J, and this has been an episode of You Left Shit Out. Signing off. Let me see.